Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Flux. Welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited you're here today because today we're bringing back the Fall Crochet Along. I'm so super excited, so come join me and let's crochet together. So every year, the Flux community joins together and does a crochet along. Now we have been doing these for many years, and I've done a fall crochet along. I think the first one we ever did was either a fall crochet along or a holiday one, but I have holiday crochet alongs, spring crochet alongs, summer crochet alongs, and of course the fall. I've also done temperature crochet alongs where we do temperature blankets and other things like that. And of course the year-long stash down granny challenge that we do together to use up yarn. So lots of crochet alongs, but in the past year, I've sort of been wanting to reimagine how we do these. So I sort of polled all of you, got some information. Many of you sent me messages, so I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I read every single one of them. And for our project today, we're going to be doing this a little bit differently. So this is the project. Let's talk about the project first. This is the project. This is the Apple Cider Crochet Shawl, and it's just in a beautiful fall color. I did an arcade stitch. So this is a very generously sized shawl. You can see it has a nice length to it, and it has a nice width. Of course, we'll talk about adjusting the width and the length later on, but this is just a quintessential fall shawl. It's cozy, it's warm, and it's just lovely. Now, like I said, we've reimagined how we're going to do this. So today, my goal is to share a little bit about the project, talk about some of the supplies that we use for the project, and also just a little bit about how the pattern will be, places you can connect and things like that. So it's kind of just like the intro. We're not going to be making anything today, but it'll give you a little bit of time to think about the project, kind of what you want to do, grab your yarn, figure out which yarn you want to use, and things like that. So we're just going to talk about the project and the supplies today, okay? At the end of the week, on Friday, I'm going to release the pattern for this apple cider shawl, and it'll be the full pattern, full video tutorial. The ad-free PDFs will be available, everything, just like a regular pattern release. So the reason I'm doing it this way is because when I polled everyone, I asked in the past, if you have never done a crochet along before, I'll explain that. In the past, I've done video parts. So we kind of do a part 1 deep dive and do the intro and supplies. Part 2, we normally learn the stitch tutorial, talk about sizing. Part 3, we do any other parts of the pattern and accessories, like if you wanted to put pom-poms on it or tassels or something like that. And we really break it down. So the project in the past was multiple blog posts, multiple videos, and I think some people were having trouble. It was a lot to kind of think about. It was a lot of information to sort of bring together into one piece. So when I polled everyone, I asked, do you like the multi-part? Do you like it all in one place? And an overwhelming majority said, I like the pattern all in one place, all in one blog post, all in one video. So we're going to try it that way. What I'm going to do today, like I said, is just talk about the project. We're just going to chit-chat about it. I'm going to just talk a little bit about the supplies just so you can be prepared, because Friday I'll release the pattern, okay? So like I said, this is the arcade stitch, and when I share the video later this week, we're going to go through the entire project, sizing, length, width, everything, the stitch tutorial, any pattern repeats, how to change the sizing, all of that stuff that's in all of my regular tutorials, okay? And it'll be all in one video. I'll also talk about the supplies when we go through the pattern tutorial, but if you want to get started early and sort of maybe dig around in your stash or make a trip to the yarn store, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll talk about the supplies too. So for this crochet along, I used one ball. This is a gigantic yarn ball. I used one ball of the Pound of Love by Lion Brand. And this is, in case you wanted to know, this is the pumpkin spice colorway. And each ball of this is 1,020 yards. So lots of yarn. I used one ball for this one shawl, okay? I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. Now, if you need to substitute yarn, that's always a really important question, because not all yarn is available in all areas. Not all yarn is available in the colors that you want. Most of us that crochet have a lot of yarn sitting around, and I always like to try to use what I have. So yarn substitution, let's talk about that. We're going to be using a 6mm J hook too as a side note, because that'll help when we're talking about substituting yarn. So if you need to substitute yarn, look for a medium 4 on the yarn weight scale. This is like a worsted weight medium yarn. The yarn that I'm using is acrylic. It's 100% acrylic. You don't have to use the same fiber, totally up to you. But it is 100% acrylic, and it is machine washable. So these are personal choices, but if you need to substitute what I'm doing, look for a medium 4 on the yarn weight scale, and this is a worsted weight acrylic. And also this particular yarn, the Pound of Love, uses, it recommends on the yarn label, a 6mm J crochet hook, which is the hook that I used to make the shawl. Okay, so I did use the recommended hook size. So basically, if you're looking for your yarn, the perfect yarn to use for the shawl, you want to look for a medium 4 weight yarn that recommends the 6mm J crochet hook, and you'll be just fine, okay? Now, I do want to point out, everyone's tension is a little bit different. We all hold our yarn a little differently. Our stitches can be, some people have tighter stitches, some people have looser stitches. So those things will create tiny variations in your work as well. But if you need to substitute, you know, just stick with those parameters. So I bought enough to make my shawl for the crochet along, and I bought one more to give away. So tomorrow I'm going to be hopping on here once more, and we're going to do a yarn giveaway for this. Now, the last giveaway that we did, just know that I'll show the yarn, but the giveaway will be hosted over at the blog. So the link will be shared and everything like that. But hop on over again tomorrow, because I'm going to do a giveaway for this yarn. The giveaway kicks off tomorrow, okay? So that'll be really fun as well. It's the same exact color. It's the pumpkin spice, same yardage, 1,020 yards, the exact amount that I need to make the shawl, okay? So one lucky winner will receive enough yarn for the crochet along. So I thought that would be really fun. And I always put little fun things in there too. Anytime I have a giveaway, I tuck a few things in there. So there will be some surprise items as well. Okay, so to review, today we talked about the shawl, the project, the apple cider shawl that we're going to be making. I wanted to just share a sneak peek of it. Later in the week, at the end of the week on Friday, I will release the full pattern, the full video tutorial, the ad-free PDFs, everything I do when a regular project comes out. So everything you need to make the project will be later this week. I wanted to hop on here a little earlier to share information about the supplies so you can get ready and be ready for it. And tomorrow, I will be launching a giveaway for the yarn. So today, intro, tomorrow, giveaway, Friday, the project comes out. Now, the following week sometime, I will hop back on and we'll talk about the finished piece. And then that way you'll be able to talk about your piece that you're making or working on. And obviously, everybody crochets at their own speed. So the point of the crochet along is to come together and connect as a community. It's not a race. Everybody crochets. I worked on this for a while. I started it over the summer, and it took me a while to make, just because I always have lots of different projects going on. So everybody crochets and makes projects at their own speed. There's no deadline or anything like that. And the tutorials will be up forever. So you can go back to them. A lot of you like to make the same pattern multiple times, and you've shared that with me. I think it's so exciting when I just got a comment the other day that said, I've made this blanket 4 times when I shared a blanket. So that's always really exciting. So the tutorials will be available forever. You can always go back to them as well, refer back to them. The last thing I wanted to mention for our crochet along, if you haven't already, be sure and follow me on social media. I'm at Flux everywhere. A lot of people will tag me with their projects. I love when people tag me. I love to see what you're doing. Also, there's the Ravelry group that I mentioned before, and the Facebook group, the private groups where you can hop on. If you're doing the crochet along, you can go share your projects and things like that. So that's it. I will see you tomorrow, because we're going to be launching our yarn giveaway for the crochet along. And also be sure and check back Friday for the full tutorial of this project. I'm so excited. I really hope you can come crochet with us. It's always such a fun experience, and I will be sharing little snippets of this on social media as well. I have some reels planned and things like that to get everybody excited about the shawl. So I hope you'll join me, and I will see you tomorrow for our yarn giveaway. Bye, everyone.